Hello, I'm Reluctant Artsy, and welcome to the channel. Don't even bother to like and subscribe. Wait until I actually start producing stuff that maybe you'll like. I know that some people have recently subscribed. I'm very grateful, of course, and whenever I get two or three who are subscribing, I tend to be, oh, I better put something up. So thank you if you've recently subscribed and all of a sudden I'm coming up on your feed and you're like, what the hell is this guy doing here? Maybe you've subscribed because of my comments about Adam Coble and Second Thoughts. I slammed him and then I was like, hey, we need to get on and let him do the thing that he's really good at, which is role-playing game reviews and playing. And unfortunately, I think that his time is gone. I hope that he comes back because he was very good, I think, for the hobby, certainly for myself. But again, that's in Adam's hands at this point, right? And no matter what you think, one way or another, you know, we can't be punished forever. And yeah. So you may have watched me because of that. You may be watching because you saw some of my attempted gameplays with Ironsworn. And again, a lot of issues have come up, and I think that I get overwhelmed with wanting to produce something that's perfect and not just going into it and just saying, hey, I'm just going to play. So, and then I come up with some reviews. And today is going to be a review thing. I'm just going to look through some stuff that I've been looking at recently and have been excited about. So, let's get started. Let's get right into it. This is going to be a relatively short video for me, absolutely. So, Small Samurai Empire. I cannot tell you how great this looks and what great potential it has at the table. Again, you can see on the back, lovely meeples, lovely design. My daughter was so enthusiastic that she said, Dad, I want you to get the wooden meeples, and I got the wooden meeples. And again, there's just something very nice about wooden figures and wooden pieces, and tons of teeny tiny samurai. You'll see that they're no bigger than the pad of my finger, but absolutely excellent. I think that this has huge potential. I'm very, very happy to have it in my collection, and it's one of the games that I'm going to be playing hopefully this weekend. It just looks great. I've seen gameplay online. Get it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed, and it's extremely inexpensive. The other game, and I'm on a kind of Japanese kick of late, Katana. Wow. It is gorgeous. Multi-use cards. So you've got a stance at the end of your turn. You'll have a stance, protective, defensive. You've got a attack number and you've got a defense number. So multi-use cards, you can pollute. You'll see that greeny kind of color, which is a pollution. You also get to set up your health cards, and health cards look like this. And you get defense cards, which go over your health. You can choose not to, but whatever. And you basically, attack, stance, pollute, use your kami to help you and assist you and change it up. Of course, it's a pasted on theme, but I think that the look and the design, I mean, just, look at the wonderful iconography, which is very, very traditional Japanese. I'm just really enthusiastic about this game. I can't say enough about it. And I think that it's something that you should have in your collection. I don't know how much it was for me, but it nominal. We're talking about, I think, $20 or something like that. It wasn't expensive at all. Simple card game. The only thing that's kind of negative is if you don't get it from their website, you're going to miss out on a couple of tokens. Now, you can use anything for pollution tokens and hit tokens or whatever they're called. I forgot exactly now. You can use anything to kind of mark those. It's kind of it doesn't make sense that the company didn't ship those out to kind of distributors like Board Game Bliss in Canada and stuff. It's not a big deal. It doesn't, they don't fit in the box anyway, which is an oversight, but I think that they're coming out with a second edition. You might want to wait until the second edition comes out, but then again, it's such a great looking game, $20. Try it out, and then if you like it, get the other edition. But I'm really enthusiastic about getting this to the table. Now, I focus primarily on role-playing games and on board games. And these board games are great. I want to play Sekigahara. Watch Rodney Smith's gameplay on Watch It Play, or not gameplay, but review. It is 38 minutes, as I recall. It can be a bit dry, I'm not going to lie, in terms of the description of how to play. But he's extremely comprehensive about the rules set. And again, if you're interested in feudal Japan, this is set in 1600. That was the Battle of Sekigahara. And that kind of period of the late 16th century. This is an absolutely fantastic game. It seems complicated. It really isn't. But it's a wonderful game. And another one that I think that I spoke about in my last video is Imperial Struggle. Imperial Struggle by GMT. I'm starting to really love GMT. I don't know what it is, but I guess I'm more interested in war games and 2 versus 2 type games. So that's great. There's a few kind of board games that I've been thinking of, and I'll go to just describing some stuff. I've got the last one is Samurai Battles. Here's the rule book. Samurai Battles is coming up. I think it's being released maybe later this month, later in March. So I'm not too sure, but I think that's the track that they're looking at. Can't wait for it. It's a Command and Colors game by Richard Borg. Really, really desperately looking forward to it. It's a 2-on-2 game. I'm hoping to play with my wife and maybe my son. Now, another one that I recently kind of picked up on PDF, and my rule of thumb is I'll get a PDF if I want to kind of use it with other systems. Or if if I want to see to make absolutely sure that it's something that I like. And so I picked up Yokai Hunters Society. It's rules light paper and pen RPG about monster hunters in Meiji, Japan. And fortunately the glare is there, but looks great. It's like Vaesen or Vaesen. So Vaesen set in modern Sweden, looking at the folklore and the fairies, the various Vaesen, in a modern, just kind of when industrialization is kind of taking hold. Well, Yokai Hunter Society is the same type of thing. Narrative, investigative, mystery based. You're fighting more, I think, in Yokai Hunter Society than you are expected to in Vaesen. But this looks great. Now, if you're interested, and I'll just go to the kami. You got a lot. So Nure Onago, and you have Nupeto, and you have Oni, and you have Amakaze Baba, Nekomata. So Nekomata being I think it's there. Nekomata being the cat. Neko. They have lots of different kami and lots of different yokai. And so I'm excited about this. And I was even more excited when I heard that there was a person... Thomas Boulton. Thomas Boulton is an Australian. You'll find a video of his on Effect podcast. Now, it's on YouTube, and he does a video thing with the Effect team. They are great, by the way. Support and follow the Effect guys. They're in England. I think they've been friends from childhood or teenage years. They rediscovered their love of role-playing, and they primarily focus on free league games and free league game stuff, free league games out of Sweden. And absolutely fantastic stuff coming out of Europe. Can't say enough of it. So effect guys are absolutely fantastic. And this Thomas Boulton is writing and I think it's in beta test now, a Japanese Vaesen. So it's very much like the Yokai Hunter Society, but it's going to be based on that Year Zero engine. I'm just really looking forward to it. I think that it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. And I was hoping to do some playtesting with it, but I think because I'm in Atlantic Canada that the times just don't work out for him. But again, can't speak highly enough. Another person that I just want to make mention of, since I'm doing my ADHD thing at the moment, a little sparkly things over here, Peter Lattimore. Peter Lattimore runs Garblag Games. And they do, again, a lot of Modicea stuff, a lot of freely game stuff, a lot of, not just D&D 5th, or I'm not even sure if they've done D&D 5th. And they may have done some old school revival, but I'm not too sure about that as well. But they are great. Now, Peter came out with Dodeca recently. It was on Kickstarter. I backed it. Very proud to have backed it. I saw it developing last year and was really intrigued. And actually, I signed up briefly as a supporter of the channel. Monetarily, because I was so intrigued about Dodeca, and I just can't speak highly enough about Garblag Games and Peter and Ben and everybody there, Simon and all of them, Sam. Everybody is just very genuine, and they play wonderful games. They have a good cast, and they have different members of the cast. I just find them to be extremely watchable. So there's a recommendation for a couple of podcasts and a couple of YouTube videos that you might be interested in. So that's Yokai Society. Another one that I came across, and I'm again really intrigued, and this is from Tiago Junges, who is Portuguese Brazilian. And he's come up with a very interesting solo game called Ronin. Now, originally in Portuguese, I don't think that there's even a video yet. And it's a lot of tables. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a D6 system. You have a lot of tables for character creation and everything, but they're D6s primarily. The art is beautiful. It shows kind of different stances and different ways of attacking here. It just, again, the art is really nice. The way it's set up, and I'm sorry that I'm just using my iPad and not actually using my Stream Deck, but whatever. There you go. Sorry about that. I do have a Stream Deck. I even have the Elgato Wave 3, which replaced the Blue Yeti that I had. I think that the sound is absolutely great, so I'm really pleased. So I have all this equipment, but unfortunately I live in an area that has really shitty internet. I get maybe, if I'm lucky, 7 down, and I get maybe 0.5 up now. It's actually worse than it was in the summer last year. The good news is that we'll be getting Starlink. I've already put down my deposit, and I've got somebody in the area that was a beta tester, and he can't say enough about it. I've watched all the videos. So as soon as it's available, we're going to be purchasing it, getting it set up, and then I'll be able to stream and do the things that I know that I'm capable of doing, where there won't be the hindrance of editing and all that stuff. I don't have the time for all this editing stuff, and the time that it would take to kind of learn and set it all up. And Sorry, I'm not one of the 1% online. I'm at the bottom 1%. Just trying to bring some games that I find interesting that maybe you haven't heard about. So this game, I'm just really intrigued by it. I think that it's going to be awesome. So if you're interested in Oriental Asian games, specifically with a Japanese theme, these are some awesome games. Now, I'm wondering if I have Scarlet Heroes. I've been looking at that. And Yokai. Now, Yokai, Mysteries of the Yokai. A tabletop RPG inspired by Japanese folklore. It was published in 2018 by Andrew, and I apologize for the mispronunciation. Sudanoi, and Matt Trussell and Richard Martia. This looks very solid, and I'm just interested in it. I got the PDF just to kind of see what is this about, right? And then, of course, there's a game that's older. It's by John Wick. John Wick's done a lot of different stuff. He's very niche. I think he's got a lot of excellent games. I believe that he did Seventh Sea. I think John Wick did Seventh Sea. I'm not too sure. Anyway, he did Blood and Honor, a series, Blood and Honor. And this looks very, very good. I got it off of Drive-Thru Review, or Drive-Thru Review is Joel Eddy. He's a great guy to watch. Drive-Thru RPG, and I just, again, all of these kind of role-playing games set in the period. I'm still interested in BESM, which is not tie you up and tickle you with a feather stuff. BESM stands for Big Eye Small Mouth, and it is a anime game, role-playing anime game. It's in its 4th edition. I believe that it's a Canadian company that has created this. It's anime and manga adventures. Very colorful, beautiful art. Oh my gosh! If you love anime, this is right up your alley. It is a total of 354 PDF pages, so you might be interested in that. And it covers all the genres of anime. If you want to play an anime role-playing game, this is the one you should get, bar none. But again, it's a traditional role-playing game. I'm looking at all of these with an eye to Ironsworn and using Ironsworn in it. Kind of the Ironsworn as the mechanism, and then the world being kind of pasted on around it, or Ironsworn hack, if you want to use that term. I think that has a lot of potential. And the other one, and the last one that I like it in theory, but I don't know how it would play, and that's, and I think I'm interested in trying it, but that's Troika. Now, Troika has been popping up before I went on my Lenten break of Facebook, just because it was annoying the hell out of me. And I love all my friends, but, you know, I needed a break from the politique and all the rest of the stuff. But Troika kept on popping up on my as a Facebook ad, and it was relentless. So finally I checked it out, and again, the art is so awesome and evocative and colorful. And you know, you just roll 2d6 and you come up with an answer, and I just, you know, the art is so it's naive, but it's captivating. I think that Troika is once again another awesome system that may be going underneath the radar, and we're not investing because we're not sure. You know, it's so easy for us to kind of pay the big boys if I can move my head, the big boys, and throw our money at them without even thinking. No, I just bought 2 books. I bought the special cover for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and I bought the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, and I also, even before that, got Mythic Odyssey of Theros. These 3 books, honestly, I bought them. I have not even cracked them open. I haven't even opened them. I'm just not interested. There's so many other great games out there. And I guess the only thing I can compare it to at the moment with myself is looking at, there's Costco, there's Walmart, you know your local big box store. For us, our big box grocery store is Loblaws. In Atlantic Canada, it's called Atlantic Superstore because they figured that we're going to buy things more from them if we're called Atlantic than Loblaws. It's nice to have the big box stores, but there's so much more to be said about the local. Now, just one of the weird things that I've kind of taken on since November is coffee. I am big into kind of small grind coffee. So we grind our individual cups of coffee now. We have a Timor coffee grinder, Timor Slim. We have a V60. We also have the plunger one, which name escapes me, but I use it every day. Oh my goodness, my brain. If anything, and you've watched me over the months, you'll know that I am getting forgetful in my older age. I can't believe that I can't remember the name of the damn thing. But anyway, it's the plunger one. Anyway, I love coffee. At least I love it now. I used to go to the big box stores and just buy whatever the cheapest coffee was. I'd buy a big tin of the AeroPress is what I'm thinking of. So the AeroPress. So I love the AeroPress, and I used to buy just crap coffee, put it in a drip, and push the button, and then wait whatever minutes it would take, like 10 minutes to drip, and I'd get kind of this crappy cup of coffee. Crappy drip coffee. Well, now, since using the AeroPress and since using the V60 and buying from small local shops, local roasters, it's so much better. Buying a turkey here on the peninsula from a local person, locally raised turkeys, there's nothing better. Eggs, we get fresh eggs from a farm here on the peninsula. And again, I think I'm moving away from this massive kind of everybody is going to be wearing the same clothes because you all have the limited options of your mall or your big box store, and you buy your Costco, top or socks or whatever, and everything is so generic and so similar, and I'm much more interested in the smaller companies, the smaller people, the local people who I can support. And in the gaming hobby, GMT is a major company. Certainly Wizards of the Coast is Hasbro and that megabuck stuff. But there's a difference between my view of Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast and that type of empire and GMT, which is an empire of itself, but it's very niche, and their P500 way of getting games published into the table is brilliant. Much better, I think, than Kickstarter, though I do support some Kickstarter stuff, but that's awesome. I encourage you to look for the smaller publishers, and to encourage them, like the Peter Lattimores and like the Thomas Boultons. Support the smaller publishers, because you might be surprised that they're producing something that you want or that maybe you need. Anyway, I didn't want to go over a half an hour. It's 25 minutes now. I'm overjoyed to tell you about the satellite internet because that is a game changer globally. Regardless of any thoughts about Elon Musk or pros or cons, hey, if he's providing Canadian, it's $129 a month, which is $20 less than Bell Canada or Bell Alliant here in the Maritimes. Hey, I'm going to go in. And yeah, there's an $800 Canadian setup cost, but in the greater scheme of things, if it's going to mean that I'm going to have the same speeds as most cities and can be able to do things that most other people can do, I'm in. I'm really happy that I have the setup that I have here. I'm very pleased, but until I get that internet, I really can't use it efficiently. So hopefully I'll be on a little bit more often, giving you some of my impressions and stuff. I do have some board games on the way that I want to show you. And I just want to see... I'm just checking. So Xanadu, I did kickstart the Nibiru Xanadu. You'll see Nibiru here. And actually I have the screen here. Gone really got me into Nibiru. And I loved it so much so that I actually have backed and have paid for Xanadu, which is the next release. I think that what Sean Sons, I think is his name, is producing is absolutely excellent. So I'm overjoyed about that. And there was another game that I bought, and I'm just trying to think. I got it from, again, Board Game Bliss. It's my local. Oh, I'm kickstarting Root, the Marauder expansion. Love Root. I'm still waiting for Decima to show up. Decima is kind of like tarot cards for RPGs, and can't wait for that to come out and arrive at some point. But I did buy something from Board Game Bliss. What was it? Oh, Seven Bridges. Yeah, check out Seven Bridges. I don't have it here. I don't have an image or anything, or at least I don't think that I can quickly get an image up. But Seven Bridges. Look it up on Google, and you're going to see that this is kind of a pencil tracing. You roll dice, you go in certain directions. I think the goal of the game is to discover the most, to see the most of the city and to get the most points. And it's kind of a roll and place and play. A lot of thinking. You draw on an old map of a particular city. And you have this big, massive pad. I looked at it, and it was like, no brainer. I'm going to buy this. So again, go online, do some research, look at a whole bunch of stuff, and enjoy the hobby. I guess my big emphasis today is buy from smaller companies and enjoy them. Take care. Have a great day. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this. And again, I'll be on more regularly at some point soon. Take care. Bye.